What's up, y'all? It's your favorite YouTubers, Andrew and Sarah. Maybe not your favorite YouTubers, but at least you like us enough to be watching this video, so that's enough for us. We really appreciate it. Thank you for following along on our journey. Today, we want to talk about our 3 favorite items that we have sold since we've been reselling.
Each.
We'll all pick 3 and Sarah will pick 3. We don't know what each other's are, so it'll be a surprise for us. But I guess we'll go ahead and kick it off. I'll start. My first item, actually a Star Wars mug. So back when we first started reselling, it was like...
I think it was our first trip to the Goodwill.
First trip together.
2 stores.
Gunner, why do you gotta make noise all the time, man? Our dog, again, he loves to make appearance in our videos, so I apologize. But anyways, that was him sneezing. So anyway, yeah, it was our first trip to the Goodwill. Now you're just making a mess, Gunner. All right, now that we've got Gunner situated. Like I was saying, it was our very first trip to the Goodwill together. In the past, didn't really make a whole lot of trips to the thrift store, all that. Like I've mentioned in other videos, like shopping isn't my #1 driver for why I do this. But nonetheless, we were at the thrift store together. And I was kind of perusing, looking around, looking at like hard goods while Sarah was looking at clothes. And I came across this Stormtrooper mug. So I picked it up and I remember I went back to the cart and Sarah was like, "What is that?"
Wasn't it a cookie jar?
No, it was a mug. No, it was a cookie jar.
Yeah, because I was like, why is...
That's right. Never mind. So no, it's not. It was not a mug.
But it was the size of a mug.
It was the size of it. It was a small cookie jar. It was only like probably that big. So it'd be a big mug. Like that'd be a lot of coffee.
Well, it's the size of my mugs.
But it was the size. So it was a cookie jar. That's right. So yeah, so it was a Stormtrooper cookie jar. I remember thinking like, so when I got back to the cart, Sarah was like, "What the heck is that?" And I told her, it was a Stormtrooper. And she was like, asked like what made me pick that up. And I thought, well, it's Star Wars. Like people go crazy over Star Wars. Being honest, I'm not the biggest Star Wars fan. Hopefully nobody unfollows because of that. But just being honest, I'm not like way into Star Wars or anything. But I know a lot of people are, so I figured, well, it's kind of a unique item. It's a cookie jar shaped like a Stormtrooper.
Kind of a novelty type item.
So I figured like something like that would be good. So yeah, and that sold, I don't know, probably within like a month or so.
It was quick. Yeah, it was one of our first
actually,
eBay
no,
sales.
Yeah, it didn't last very long at all. That's right, because it was one of the first ones on eBay. So yeah, that was my, I'd say that's the first one.
Yes.
What about you?
Okay. So Andrew doesn't know what I'm about to pick out, but, and we'll put pictures of what we are talking about here. My first item I want to talk about is a pair of rollerblades.
Oh, Come tell me these honking huge rollerblades. I'm like, what the heck is that? Why would you buy that?
Well, I want to talk about the place that I got them. We started this from the very beginning. There was this post I saw on Facebook in our town that this woman was setting up a shed sale type thing, and it was just going to go for more than a weekend. You could schedule times to go visit, and we went in the first time, and it was like really cute. Like she had like kind of a store like type setup. It was small. But we ended up finding a lot of stuff from there. And one of the times I went by myself. And there was a pair of rollerblades there and they were in great condition. I don't know anything about rollerblades. And also there was not great service at this house. So I tried to look up a little bit. I paid $5 for them. I thought they might be worth it. And they sold within a week. It was really quick.
Pretty quick.
And for $42 plus they paid shipping. So not only was it a great sale, but it was just fun to get something totally unique.
I mean, I think you should have kept them. Like
they weren't my size, otherwise I would have.
I remember I used to rollerblade all the time when I was in here. Like rollerblading was,
I know. Like, if they were my size, I might have
90s,
considered it.
Probably back in like the 70s when you were younger. But
oh my gosh, no. I was not born in the 70s.
Close enough.
Okay, that was my first exciting item.
So my second item, we actually got at the Goodwill bins.
Oh yeah. Oh, now I remember.
A pair of LL Bean. I called them scrubs. I used to work in the medical field, so I had to wear scrubs every day.
They looked like scrubs.
They looked like scrubs, and they were like super, super soft, and like I was like, oh, they're just like high-end scrubs, like
yeah, they're just a navy blue, plain,
just like really
tags.
like kind of like really soft thin material. But yeah, they were new with tags. I thought for sure they were like scrubs, so I I like posted them as scrubs and everything.
Yeah.
And then I did some more research and found out like they're not technically scrubs. I don't know if you guys have run across these pants. Like you tell me, like you can drop a comment if you think like they are actually marketed as scrubs. But I couldn't find anything that said they were actual scrubs. But either way, like super soft pants. I guess it'd be good for just like lounging, laying around. But,
yeah, they were soft.
I found a new Tags pair, and then there was 2 more pairs, weren't there? Besides,
well, there was 2 more, but one was damaged, so we left that one behind.
Oh, that's right.
But we brought home the other pair,
and they were
nice
pretty much like new. But yeah, I thought those were cool because they were like super nice, and they're my LL Bean scrubs.
Andrew loves finding LL Bean.
I like LL Bean. I don't know what it is. I'm starting to realize that most of it sits here for weeks on it. Well, there's a lot of it. Like that jacket that was sitting over there.
Yeah, but then we also had one sell overnight.
Well, yes, a lot of LL Bean stuff sells quick, but for some reason in my head, I think like LL Bean's like the brand.
The pickup.
Yeah. And I'm finding probably it's not.
Well, it depends on the item, which happens with a lot of brands, but we'll go into that maybe in another video.
Okay. All right, you go. Number 2.
Okay.
You act like it's some big secret.
Yeah. Okay, so I'll put the photo here. But I found a pair of Asics Gel Nusa cool. 3. Yeah. Super colorful tennis shoes. I believe they were a women's size 10, so I was a little worried about the size. And I picked those up at the Goodwill for $6. And they were in great condition. I checked out the tread. I knew that was important. And they sold on Poshmark for $43. So definitely one of my bigger sales. And they were so pretty.
Yeah, those ones are pretty cool. Those are cool.
It was hard for me to narrow down all these. I was looking through like all of our sales and I got a little nostalgic. But these I liked because I remember the Goodwill trip was just me and my daughter, and it was just a really fun trip. She was in a great mood, and she was just like pointing at stuff, and I mean, I don't know. I just had a good memory of picking them up, and I didn't know if I could sell them for a lot or not. I kind of thought I would be able to, but I thought, what the heck, and sure enough, they did. Yeah.
All right. So, my third and favorite item, I think will come as no surprise. Drum roll. Boom. The giant sloth.
Yeah.
So I might get a little long-winded here, so please bear with me. There's a lot to this one. So taking it way back, kind of when we first started like thinking about reselling or talking about reselling, when Sarah came to me with the idea, like just out of pure coincidence, a couple weeks prior to that, I started watching these YouTube videos called Trash Talk by Gary Vaynerchuk. If you don't know who he is, look him up. He has something that could probably apply to anybody's life. Super cool dude.
But especially reselling too. Like
he
does the garage
like
sales. Yeah. It's really cool.
So like his Trash Talk videos, this dude, I mean, I have no idea how much Gary V's worth, but I imagine he's got to be worth millions of dollars. Maybe not. I don't know. Probably very wealthy. But this dude is out going to garage sales just hustling, like finding stuff that he can flip for like 20, 30 bucks just because he loves the hustle of it. And then just by coincidence, a couple weeks later is like when Sarah came to me with the reselling idea, and that's when having just watched those videos, I was just like hooked. I was like, yeah, like that's something I would enjoy. But anyways, in those videos, he finds stuffed animals like at some of these garage sales that he'll pay. I mean, you know, at a garage sale, you're gonna pay 50 cents, maybe $1 for a stuffed animal. And some of these things are selling for like 70, 80, 90 bucks. I'm like, what the heck? So the first time we went to that shed sale that Sarah talked about, there's this big, like, it was like 3 foot tall, giant sloth.
Yeah. I wish we had it here, like it's a prop.
I know,
I'm glad it's in its home, but.
So I grabbed it and Sarah's like, what are you doing with that? I was like, we're going to sell this.
Let me stop you and say Andrew looked at, because there was a few stuffed animals there. Andrew was I was looking at all the clothes, and I just saw he was looking up every single stuffed animal. He was so excited. And that's the one he
Gary
showed
G,
me.
There's not too many people out here flipping $1 stuffed animal for 50 bucks. I mean, it just doesn't happen.
No.
But anyway, so yeah, I picked it up and saw like, yeah, those were selling for a lot of money. So that like we brought it home, we put it on, it actually ended up selling and then the buyer never paid. So it was just kind of like this, I don't know, like this symbol of like our reselling journey.
Well, it happened, you picked it up so early in the beginning.
And then it sat for a little while.
It did.
and then it sold,
Mm-hmm.
and then it sat again because the buyer never paid, and it took a while to get that like sorted out.
And that was the first time we had dealt with a situation like that. So
yeah.
Kind of
So then we finally got it reposted, and then when it finally sold, like when Sarah texted me, because I think I was like at work or something, like I was so excited that that thing was fine, and the buyer had paid, like it was ready to go out the door, and that just kind of like was like the stamp on like, yes, we're resellers, we're gonna make that work. Like
yeah, and it sold for $40, I think.
I think it was more than that. By the time it was all said and done, the buyer paid like with shipping, the buyer paid like 60 something.
Yeah.
And I think
we paid $1, I think.
Yeah, we paid $1 for it, and then
it was in great condition. It was kind of, it had this
like
type of
shaggy
fur that I couldn't tell at first. I almost thought it looked super worn, like if you first from a distance, but then you looked at it, I could tell it was meant to be like that. So it was in great shape, and I hope whoever got it loved it.
I'm sure they did. It's a 3-foot giant sloth.
Yeah.
Why wouldn't you?
Well, okay. Yeah.
Could you imagine what Sydney would do with that?
Oh my gosh, I just had that thought. Like if we would have kept it and had it still, Sydney would claim it as hers, which she has done
a few times.
Yeah.
But anyways, all right.
Okay.
Last
item. I can't remember what I picked as my last item. Oh, this one is kind of another one of those. Once it finally sold, I felt like I could do this. We went to a St. Vinny's in town, and it was our first trip there. Yeah. And I found this women's North Face hoodie, and again, it was in like great condition. You know, on the inside when you can see the fleece, like you can tell if it's been worn or not. And I could have sworn this had never even like been worn, other than to maybe be tried on. And it was one of the tags that was either 25% off or 50% off. I can't remember. I think I purchased it for about $16, $15 maybe.
Yeah, it was like 15 or 16.
And you know, even to this day, I would admit that I'm not great at like looking up exact comps, especially when I'm sourcing. I like to learn from like picking things up sometimes, which I'm not saying is a great tip.
Yeah, that can get expensive sometimes, so not recommended, but something you learn,
something
right?
it works.
You try things.
Yeah, I'm more of a like learn as I go type of person. I'm not saying I don't look things up, but this, for whatever reason, we were, I think, getting ready to get out of the store, and so I didn't look it up, but I was like, it's a North Face hoodie, it's in great shape, we're paying up for it, but I just want to try it. And that one sat for a little, well, not too long, I think like a month. It seemed like a long time, but it wasn't. It was the item that I was like, okay, what is going to happen with this item? And it finally sold on Facebook Marketplace for $40, and they paid shipping. So it ended up being a great sale. And again, once it sold, I had this feeling inside of me that was like, okay, like I think it's because I picked it up on instinct, and then it was a great sale. And I also had an interaction with the seller, I remember, and she was really excited to receive it. So I love when that happens. I love when I can interact with our buyers, and I know they're going to love it. So definitely a good one. Cool. Are those the three you thought I'd pick?
I was going to say, are you surprised by any of the three that I...
No.
You knew exactly what I was going to pick. See,
no, I forgot.
That. You're just trying to impress everyone. You're just saying that.
No.
Yeah.
I knew how you felt
the
about
sloth,
your LL
okay,
beans.
the sloth, sure.
Like, but your LL beans.
You didn't know I was going to pick the LL beans.
Yeah, but
Not
then...
those LL
No,
beans.
But once you got started, I was like, yeah, I know where this is going.
Honestly, I don't remember. I know you said the shoes, the North Face. What was your first one?
The Rollerblades.
Oh, the Rollerblades. Yeah, I probably wouldn't have guessed that those would have been your three. There's a couple that I would have thought would have cracked the top three, but hey, I guess I was wrong. Maybe I don't know you as well as I thought I did.
I don't know. It was hard to choose, though. I can't believe how like many memories came back to me. We've been doing it less than 6 months. It is kind of weird
if you think about it, like how much I actually remember about some of those things.
I know, like as you're scrolling through, you're like, I don't remember these, but now that I'm looking, I'm like, oh my gosh, we've sold so many things. Huh. But it was fun to go back and look through and pick our favorites.
Yeah. So yeah, guess if anything else, like go find you a giant sloth. Like that's the takeaway. The takeaway: a pair of rollerblades and a giant sloth, and you're set. You're well on your way to becoming a reseller. But anyways, if you like what you saw, please hit that follow button, that subscribe button, and like the video. We really appreciate everyone who stops by our page. It means a lot to us. You can find us on Instagram at So Thrift and So Clean. We'll see you next time. Andrew and Sarah, out.
Bye.